Hello and welcome to the course in forgiveness. I'm Dr. Danita, here to guide you through this course on the topic of forgiveness with information intended to answer the question, how do I forgive? The focus in this course is on practical application of daily intentions to assist the process of forgiveness. So far we've been introduced to the area of forgiveness. We've reviewed the importance of being willing, of stopping blame, and accepting responsibility as three prerequisites to setting foot upon the path of forgiveness. We've also become familiar with a powerful intention that we could work with as an affirmation in order to begin the inner dance of forgiveness. So in this lesson, we'll learn the importance of naming the details to forgive, and how you can do this in conjunction with intentions in order to speed the healing process. Now, if you're working with intentions and you still keep getting flashbacks to angry words or actions or situations where forgiveness is necessary, sometimes you need to fully express all the details before you can release. So you need to tell the story of all the times that you were hurt, each and every incident and what you meant, and you might need to cry about it, and you might need to share it with someone else. If you write out the details of everything you need to forgive and work with intentions at the same time, you can gain full power and momentum on your journey of forgiveness. So here's an exercise for you to do. Take a piece of paper and then fill in the blank in this statement. So you begin with the person's name that you need to forgive. And then you say, I forgive you for, and you fill in exactly the detail that you need to forgive, and I release you with love. Your intention might sound like this. Tom Brown, I forgive you for cheating on me, and I release you with love. Tom Brown, I forgive you for lying to me, and I release you with love. Tom Brown, I forgive you for hiding all our money, and I release you with love. And you just keep on writing like that until you can think of no other detail to forgive him for. And as soon as you feel like you've written out all the details that Tom needs to be forgiven for, then end with statements forgiving yourself. Think of every detail that you need to forgive yourself for in relationship with Tom. So, for example, we can say, I forgive myself for marrying Tom Brown. I made the best choice that I could at the time with what I knew. I forgive myself for turning a blind eye and not believing my intuition a long time ago. I did the best that I could at that time with what I knew. I forgive myself for staying so long even when I knew things were not right. I did the best that I could at that time with what I knew. I forgive myself for spending years thinking that he would change and being miserable. I did the best that I could at that time with what I knew. Now remember that if when you name a detail, all of a sudden a story comes flooding back to you and it's charged with emotion, take the time to write down the entire story. And if it's a very toxic story, so if you're remembering back to a lot of pain and trauma stories, then when you write down the story, make a circle, like get a felt pen and just make a circle quickly on the page and write the story within the circle. Imagine that the circle is like that you're making a container for toxic waste, and then pour the story into that container, because these painful memories, they really are like toxic waste in that they start to run chemicals that can really cause your body harm. So you do want to pour it all out, but you have to be careful that you contain it when you pour it out. Okay, remember, if the intention does not ring true for you yet, so if you're not forgiving yourself or you're not forgiving someone else yet fully, then keep shifting the intention until you can write it and it resonates truthfully in your body. For example, you might write, Tom Brown, I fully intend to forgive you one day for cheating on me, and I fully intend on releasing you with love as quickly and as easily as possible for my sake and for the sake of my children. Now also remember that you can ask for help to forgive from the illogical and irrational levels of consciousness. For example, I ask for help from a higher power to be able to forgive you, Tom Brown, for having an affair, and I release you with love as soon as possible. Thirdly, remember that you can work with the feeling of gratitude to increase the vibrational intensity and speed up the process. So for example, I'm very grateful that I am able to fully forgive you, Tom Brown, for having an affair, and I release you with love. And now it's your turn. Do this exercise, substituting in the name of all the people that you need to forgive, and fully detail all of the wrongs that need to be forgiven. Remember to draw or collage in images to activate your intention to forgive. So write everything down that you can think of. If it's toxic, write it in a circle. Let go of every detail as you pour it from your heart, through your arm, through your hand, and through the pen onto the page. Now remember, when you're working with your images and you're pouring out the details, if you have photographs of the people, then photocopy them and put them, collage them together with the story and with the release and with the detail. What that will do is it will just make it more and more powerful. The release will be more powerful because the image, well, as they say, an image paints 1,000 words. When you're done with all of the pouring out of every detail that needs to be forgiven for someone else as well as forgiven for you, take all of the pages and put them in a large envelope and then seal the envelope. So let the envelope contain all of the negative wounds, all of the pain, and all of the hurt from the past. I also recommend writing your intention on the top of the envelope and then decorating the envelope and putting it away. So really what you're doing is you're making a container. You're making a container for all of that negativity and all of that pain and all of the hurt and all of the things that need to be forgiven. And when you're ready, one day, let all of these details go, either by burning the package or shredding the package. A lot of my clients do shredder therapy. They just keep pouring out the details that need to be forgiven when it occurs to them, and then they immediately go to the shredder and shred it. And when they're shredding, it's always with that intention that they're forgiving and releasing with love. Enjoy.